Now plug it back in and solve for x.
I know what it is.
So I would put a negative 2 right here and solve for x. What'd you get, Summer?
3.
3's right. So what's the coordinate location?
X or 3 comma negative 2.
3 comma negative 2 is the actual answer. When you give the answer on the test in 2 weeks, give it as a coordinate point like that, you guys. That makes sense? Now, I got a question for you. If you're taking a test and you want to make sure your answer is really correct, how would you check your work to verify it?
Plug in -2 for y.
Exactly. You plug it back in and make sure that it works. So, if this point really works, let's verify it. Let's make this x 3 and this y negative 2. And that has to be true. Is it true?
Yeah.
Yeah. 3 minus 4 is negative 1. That worked. But also put it in the bottom equation. Make this x 3, this y negative 2. Check it. Is that equation true?
Yes.
Yeah. Does that make sense to you? The point has to make both equations true at the same time. That makes sense, everybody? Feel good about it? Real? What do you have, Joe? You shout it out. Time to get a new fence? I like that one. Is that the head of real? I haven't thought of the head of We're good, right? Okay, one more before we go on to elimination, guys. Let's try one more example of it. Okay, hang on a minute. Who's not erasing very good today? It's kind of irritating. Yeah.
Yeah, highlighter.
You guys, I'll highlight her. How about that? You know what'd be cool, Grace? A blackboard and a white marker. That'd be slick.
Like a chalkboard?
But what? An actual whiteboard, yeah.
A whiteboard is black and white.
So whiteboard is black and white marker.
Or you could just draw chalkboard.
Yeah.
True. That's not as fun, right? That's the
No, I hate chalkboards.
do that?
Yeah, chalkboards.
Oh, that's cool. What color is whiteboard? Yeah. Is it black? With a white marker. It's not chalk. Just different colors. That's cool. Okay, class. One more example. Then we'll go on to elimination. You ready? Okay, here we go.
Is this elimination or is this another substitute?
Yeah, one more substitution. Okay, Seth?
Study guide.
It's not. I just made it up. Okay, Summer. So with your neighbor, try it. So plug in the y and try and do it. Let's have a discussion about it. So get that problem, try real quick. See if you can do it.
Now,
Is that on here?
No, I just made this one up, Grace. It's not part of your study guide.
around that entire area, so it's all times by 10.
You do. You do, Seth, right? Just for clarity, I would do that.
Wait, sorry, what? We replaced y by x.
So in this case, you're going to plug in the y, right?
I'm getting confused.
What?
So because this equals y, it goes into the y above.
Is
Okay.
happening?
But guys, so Spencer, plug this into the y above, right? Because it equals y. But Seth made a good comment. Because the 2's there, for clarity, put it in grouping symbols. For clarity. Does that make sense? So there's no confusion? So it's going to look like this when you plug it in. Let me show it to you. Does that make sense, you guys? So Seth, that was a good comment. Yeah. Because the 2's there, for clarity, put it inside parentheses when you plug it in so it's easier to read, okay? Okay, so all the way, guys, let's talk about it. When you're done, give it a shot. You plug it in and try and solve it.
wait a second.
What do you think, Joe? Try and solve that.
Oh.
What do you think, Spencer?
Oh.
Spencer, dude. Close, Spencer. Not that one. This one.
I'm really... Wait, yeah, because
Yeah, I figured. I'm like, this is not.
the 10x only cancel Okay, I got it. I got it.
Yeah, they do.
10x.
So guys, what's 2 times negative 5x?
10x. Negative 10x.
Negative 10x, all right?
Yep.
You guys, a real common error that kids make, they think 10x minus 10x is x, but it's not.
It's 0.
It's 0.
Yeah. Wait, so
10x minus 10x is nothing, it's just 0.
why is it
So
then
no solution.
So because you just wiped out the x variable, you can't solve it. And here's the rule, guys. Listen carefully. You notice, write this down. Here's the rule. If you ever wipe the x out, if these numbers are not the same number, the lines are parallel. No solution. If these numbers are the same number, it's the same line, infinite solutions. So that one little twist can mess you up on a test. So be careful. So I'll say it again. If these numbers are not the same, parallel, no solution. If the numbers are the same, same line, infinite solution. If you wipe the x out, okay? Does that make sense, everybody?
or the y?
Yes.
What if it's 6 equals negative 6?
Nope. Parallel. Yep. It's got to be the same sign, too. So can I change gears, guys? Does that here make sense to you? The idea of plugging into each other and solving it? Ty?
Y equals 0.
Correct. Either letter, Ty, you're right. Okay, good job, guys. Okay, elimination, you ready? Elimination is used if both lines are in standard form. Okay? Let's do a problem and kind of talk about that for a minute. Let me give you an example. Okay. So let's say, for example, you're looking at this problem in your homework. Okay? 6x minus y equals negative 8, and 2x plus y equals negative 16. Okay.
Is this one on the homework? Or
It's not, I made it up, Seth. Well, it's on my study sheet here.
Is this study guide full?
but it's not on the homework.
We'll do one in a minute, okay? So guys, if both lines are in standard form like this is not built for substitution. This would not be a fun graphing problem either, by the way. It's built for elimination.
You can
So how do you do it? You simply add the 2 rows together. You add them, it's super easy.
So that's 8x.
So add the x's, what do you get? Add the y's, what do you get? 0. We'll ignore that. Add the numbers, what do you get? Negative 24. Divide that. So it's really cool. You add the x's, add the y's, they give a 0. Add the numbers, negative 24, then divide. And the x is already captured. It's simple addition. Add the x's, add the y's, add the numbers. Okay? It's a different process in substitution. But here's the problem. I've still got to solve for y. So you got to plug it back in and solve for y. Which equation do you use?
The bottom one.
What would you use in theory? It doesn't matter. They both get the same y. But bottom summer? Let's do it. So put a negative 3 right here and solve for y. You ready? Let's solve this together. So plug it in and solve for y.
I got the answer.
So it's negative 6 plus y is negative 16. Add 6 to both sides is what? Negative 10. Is that right?
Not negative 22 guys.
You guys agree with that? So what's the actual answer then? Give it in point form.
-3, -10.
Negative 3, negative 10. That's called the elimination method. You add the 2 rows together. Okay, Joe?
What if the 2 y's didn't cancel out?
I'm getting there, yeah. You're one thought ahead of me. Okay, so go to your study guide. You have it open? Okay, with your neighbor, try number 9. With your neighbor there to help you. Try number 9, guys. Can you do it? Add the x, add the y's, add the numbers, and solve for both letters.
I
number 9, or numero 9. Is that right? If you find it, let me know. Look it on the board. If you see it, let me know. And guys, I want to do a little bit of Q&A on Tuesday with you. This weekend, do as much homework as you can, okay? A little bit of Q&A. So try to get some homework done. Do you have a question, Josh? I got yours, Josh. Yeah, you're number 3. I got it. You want it back to study or do you want to keep it? Just keep it. Okay, I've got it. I've got it. Okay. So work on number 9, guys. On your paper there. See if you can do it.
What does that mean?
X minus 1. Y equals 1, 2. Y
Whoa.
power. 3, 4. Y 2 minus 2 minus 2.
Good job. You got it.
Minus
Perfect.
something equals 1. 2 minus 1.
You only good job. 2 months. Really good job. Did y'all get 2 for X? Add the X's, add the Y's, add the numbers. See it, Bill? Plug it back in. You have to do 2 numbers, an X and a Y. 2 comma 1. Get that? So you got it. Let's get it sounded. Y. Yeah. So did you have the X's? It's down to you see that there? Did y'all get 2 comma 1? Did you get that, Grace?
Yeah.
2 comma 1, guys?
I actually got 2.
Did you get Grace 2 comma 1? Easy, right? Go. We need 2 comma 1. Can somebody tell me the time? How are we doing on time, guys?
X equals 2.
It's 5 o'clock.
X is 2.
So 4:59. Okay, we're doing pretty good. Like 5:20, 5:25.
You got 2x, and then you combine the y's, and it's
Okay, you ready?
2 minus 1.
Okay. Here we go.
Oh, wait. Can I make sure that
It's not too long, is it?
it's not too
Okay, you can share it, Grace.
related to math?
Oh, that's even better. Okay, share it.
Okay, so this was last math class. You
Okay.
guys need to choose the decimal, and I was sitting there forever, and I was like, okay, so first I was like, oh, it's just decimal, I can do that. And then you're like, choose the cuter one, and it took me forever, so I was like, okay, cute, you need to cute, do I need to figure out which angle it is, or I need to do the front, like, do I need to do the
Like an acute angle?
Yeah, it's so, I was like, no, that can't be it. She wanted to look my ears, so I was just sitting there forever, looking at that, like, who's cuter?
Which decimal's cuter, right? That's a weird question, right, Grace?
Really, that's me, that's why I was staring at the
Well,
board forever.
I can feel that I'm the world's biggest math nerd, Grace. You know why? Because my daughter actually had a little baby girl named Grace. Her name's Grace. Her daughter Grace is a cute, right? I bought her this T-shirt on the internet. Am I a math nerd or what? You get it? I'm the cute kid. Yeah, I'm a nerdy granddad. Hopefully she'll still love me someday when I get it to her. Okay, guys, so on your paper, write this one down. Okay, you ready? Write this one down for on your paper. Okay, you ready? Here we go. So there's my system. Okay, what is the x total, guys? 3x, right? What's the y total? 2y. What's the number total? 13. So add the x's, 3x, add the y's, 2y, add the numbers. Now guys, listen carefully. If no column gives you a 0, that's bad. Because you can't solve. So if no column gave me a 0 anywhere, that's bad. Because I'm sunk. But I got a question for you. What if I had, just to pretend, I'm just pretending here. What if I had a 3 here to pretend? What if I had a 3 right there to pretend? Would that be good?
Yeah.
Does that make the y's cancel?
Yep.
But I'm just pretending.
Yep.
But can I put a 3 there?
No.
Yes.
You can. If you times the whole row by 3, it's legal. So I'm going to times the whole row by 3 to do that. Then it's legal.
Wouldn't it just be easier to time talk by 2?
Well, -2. Yeah, it would work out. Either way you want to go. Okay, so I'm going to put a 3 there. But that's going to make this become a 6, a 6x, and a 12. Does that thought make sense to you? Let me say it again, guys. Listen, everybody. Michael, look at me, Mike. So I'm going to say it again. If no column gives you a 0, you can't go on. So you've got to force it. You've got to force the 0 to happen, but you must times the whole row by that number to make it legal. Or you can't do that. So times that by 3, times that by 3, times that by 3. Then it's a perfectly legal step. And now we can do it. You ready? So what's your x total now? What's my new x total, guys? 7x. The y's give us 0. What's the number total? 21.
Whoa, what?
And then divide.
Whoa, what?
Does that make sense?
Oh, that makes sense. I like that. That's not that hard.
So let me say it again. I times the whole row by 3, so the y's can cancel. So the x total became 7. The y's gave us 0, and the numbers gave 21. That makes sense, Summer? I'm adding a 1 to it. I'm adding the 2 x's together. So x and 6x is 7x. That counts like a 1. That makes sense, Summer? So I got 1 plus 6 is 7. Now, guys, we gotta still solve for y. Both equations work. But I'm gonna go to the top one because it's probably a little easier. So I'm gonna put a 3 right here on the top of the equation, put a 3 there, and try and solve for y. So you ready? So plug in the 3 and solve for y now. So it's gonna be 3 plus 3y equals 9. Subtract 3 from each side. So 3y is 6, y is 2. So my answer is 3, 2. Does that make sense to you how you force it to work if it does not work for you? Okay? You go to your study guide, you ready? Let's do one from the study guide. Okay, look at number 15. Let's do 15 together on the board. Let's do one more together before we change gears. Okay, you ready? Actually, no, let's do 12 first. Let's do 12 first. I like it. I take that one. Let's do 12 first. So 12 is 4x plus 2y equals 32. X plus y equals -2. I got a question for you guys. How long does it take your brain to process the thought of Does any column give a 0?
About 1
Maybe 1 second.
Less than
It's a very easy thought.
Yep.
Do those columns give zeros? They don't. They don't. Here's my next thought. Which letter do you force to give the 0?
Still lower.
Or does it matter?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter at all.
Easy to do.
So we want to go for X or Y.
Why?
Okay? But it wouldn't matter in theory, right?
Nope.
So nothing's giving me a 0 here, so I got to force it. So what number do I need in front of this Y right here?
-2.
I need -2 right there. I need that. But to do that, I got to put a -2 here and times this by -2. Everything. -2 there, -2 there, times this by -2, which would be 4. Now I can solve it. Does that make sense, you guys?
Yep.
Okay, can you finish it for me?
Yep.
Oh.
Finish it off.
He sure can, that's for sure.
Okay, finish it off.
Sure.
Wait, I did it wrong. Of course you did it wrong, yeah.
So take a minute and finish that off for me. Add the X's, add the Y's, add the numbers, try to wrap it up. It doesn't, Ty. No. It doesn't matter which letter you try to force out of there, but just try and force one of them.
Okay. Okay, you have the answer too. So, yep.
I have a question for you. What number are you?
It's a good number.
Okay. Did you guys get 18, -20?
Yes! Oh, no, I have to.
I did.
Yeah, I think it's 18, -20.
Wait, why is it negative?
Let me double check that somewhere real quick. Which one are we doing? Number 12? Well, it's on the study guide, right?
Oh, everything's going down.
I think it's 18, -20. Is that right?
Yeah, it is.
So Summer, do it with me. So the X's give 2X, right? The Y's cancel. The numbers give 36. Divide gives 18, right? Did you get that far? Okay.
I just figured that.
And when you plug it back in, I'm going to go to the top row, Summer, because it just looks prettier. So put an 18 there, right, next to the 4. 4 times 18 is 72, right? You go minus 72 on both sides to, get rid of that 72. There's where the negative is, Summer. 32 minus 72 is -40. Divide 2 is -20. You see it? Does that make sense on that, Summer? Where the negative comes from?
Fix this.
What, Joe?
There's an easier way for that. You could have just done the box, the X plus Y.
Oh, that's true. It erased the 2's, right, Joe? I guess that's true. But it wouldn't matter in theory, right? Which one you use. So. Okay, we're almost done, guys. You praying doing okay? We're getting close.
No, I do not like number 15.
Okay, now, we got 3 problems to go before we can go home for the weekend. You ready? Stick with me here. Now, guys, on this one here, okay, it doesn't matter which one you get rid of, but I would choose the X for this reason. Even though Y has smaller numbers, they're both negative. I'd go for X's, they're both positive. If you have to choose between letters, go for the positive ones. It's just better, I would say. Yeah, Grace, did you have a question?
So if the substitution is the elimination
This whole thing's called elimination.
Yeah, so have you taught us a substitution before?
Right. When you plug things in.
Oh, I thought that was.
Yeah, this is called elimination. It's a different process.
Okay.
So plugging in is the substitution idea, adding is the elimination idea.
But,
Yeah.
Can you add them?
but you would get the same answer.
Oh yeah, totally. By graphing too. Just different ways to do it, right? Right. Yes, Seth?
Now, won't that just give you negative 4y?
True. It'd be 15x, negative 4y, and negative 1, right, Seth? But it's not going to help us, right? We got some work to do. Now, if this is a 10, what number do you need here? If that's a 10.
You need
I need a negative 10, but I have a 5 sitting there. How does a 5 become a negative 10?
Negative 10.
Some are good. Now, guys, on your homework, a very easy way to show what you're doing is put the whole thing inside a grouping symbol and put a negative 2 in front of it. So if you want to kind of keep track of what you're doing and not get lost, this is kind of a good way to show it. I'm going to times the whole row by negative 2 to create my new row. So it's a way I can kind of show what I'm doing, correctly. Does that make sense? So I have negative 10x, positive 6y, and 4. So times by negative 2 creates what I need for the x variable. You see that? So negative 10x, positive 6y, positive 4. What do you guys think is the biggest mistake that kids make with this kind of math? Any guesses? Correct, Seth. Not watching those negative signs. They can mess you up. Remember, negative times a negative is a positive. If you were to miss that, you're sunk. It's not going to work. So, you got to be careful, okay? You ready? Okay, what is your x total, guys? 0, right? What's the y total? Top and bottom? 5y. What's your number total? 4 plus 1. Remember, this row is gone, right? That row, no, look at that row's gone. Once you make a new row, that row's crossed off. 4 plus 1 is? Divide is? Now, can you plug it back in and solve for x for me? Does that help? Try it. Plug it back in and solve for the x coordinate, if you would. See if you can do it. What is x? I'll give you a hint. It's a fraction.
Yeah, it's 1/10.
It's a fraction. That happens once in a while. We don't like them, right, Ty? Can you give it to me? Correct. Hide during it. Is it 1/5? You get 2 over 10, right? 1/5 reduced. You get fractions once in a while, but not too often. You might see them once or twice in the entire time. So you won't see them a lot. You'll see them once in a while. So, okay, good. Okay, how we doing? Everybody still happy and healthy? All right. We got 2 problems to go. You ready?
I think you said we had 3 problems.
Just 2 left, huh?
But you said that.
3 total. That counts 1 third.
Okay.
Okay, go to your study guide and look at number 17 in the study guide, number 17. Look at 17 for a minute. Let's kind of do it together. We'll do those next week because they're a little bit, it's a different lesson. Do you see them, Emma?
Can you just subtract them all?
Oh, they're hairy. They're hairy, yeah, they're beastly. We'll get you through them, I promise. Okay?
If we subtract them, can we subtract them like we multiply?
You can.
Okay, can you say that?
Okay, let's go to 17 and look at it. You ready? Okay, 11x plus 6y equals 17. And 5x minus 4y equals 1.
You're going to have to time both of them.
Correct, Seth. That's right. You guys listen carefully. Now, guys, once in a while in math, you must times both rows to make it work. Now, Seth, why did you say that? What made you think of that when you said that?
You can't add unlike terms. So, and So both of those, the 6 and the 4, both fit into 12. So in order to make them like terms, we have to times both of them.
Exactly. Good thought, Seth. I think of it this way too. Can 5 go into 11 evenly? No. Can 4 go into 6 evenly?
No.
They can't, right? So whenever that happens, you must times both rows to make it work. Or it's not going to happen because they can't go into each other evenly. So we're kind of sunk there. But you want to go for X or Y? What do you think? You choose X or Y.
I would do Y.
Why, Emma?
The X is like 11 is pretty big, and you can have something with really big numbers.
Okay. Yeah, what is their common multiple?
55.
What is their common?
12.
12.
Well, you can just time.
I know what's working. Yes.
Well, I'd go for this reason too, guys. I'd go for Y for 2 reasons. Y has smaller numbers, a smaller common multiple, and the signs are opposite. That's a dead giveaway.
So it's perfect.
If you have opposite signs, go for it. That helps a lot. Okay, so what is 6 and 4's common multiple? So, we're going to double the top row to get a 12. We're going to triple the bottom row to get a 12. We must times both rows to make this happen or it's not going to work. You see what I'm doing? So double the top row and triple the bottom row. And it gives you what you're going to need, okay? So we're going to make 2 new rows. You ready? So 22x, 12y, and 34. The bottom row becomes 15x, negative 12y, and 3. So finish it and then solve for both letters. Can you do it with your neighbor? Work with your neighbor and try and do it.
Small numbers.
So finish it off and then try and get x and y added, okay? But sometimes both rows have to be multiplied to make it work or you can't do it. Does that make sense to everybody, that thought? So in this case, you must times both rows to make it happen, okay? Oh, excuse me, guys. Second wind there. That's my second wind gasp.
And Y equals 1, 2. Y
Okay, Seth, did you get it? Correct. Good job. Did you get it, Grace? One, right? It's easy, huh? It's kind of fun. Okay, you guys doing okay back at the back table? Get it? Okay. Natasha, 1-1?
Yep.
Thumbs up. Perfect. 1-1 is